16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 8 spots. Hustle to the spots.
And welcome to another edition of EastLASportsScene.com. And this is a special edition. Why? We're on the road to the Final Four, and head coach Bruce Turner is here with us, and we're going to take just a moment to set the stage, Coach, because round 4 is in the books. You took care of business, beating Mount San Jacinto. The number was a 2 seed, and you came in as number 6. Lady Huskies were just motivated beyond imagination. And, Coach, you put that energy to work, and they did what they had to do, came home with the win. And let's talk, Coach, about that game, and then we're going to go recap everything and build it up all the way to the moment of going to the Final Four.
Well, that game was very special because they came in, we came into the gym, and they were dancing around and having a ball, and they thought the number 2 seed was going to scare us.
Okay.
But we just took care of our business. You know, on the back of our T-shirts it says, "We, not me." And we played as a team. It was a total team effort because of the way we shared the ball, season high in assists, and a season high in steals.
Oh.
So it was an outstanding effort. You know, kids just, you know, the high emotions they handled, the low parts they handled, and we finished the game great, shooting 81% from the free throw line.
There it is. The wins come in different ways and forms, and free throws happen to be that particular on that night. But, Coach, you have set your footprint and your blueprint on defense in many games, other than the Santa Ana game, which is, an exceptional 101-point game, and then you gave up 90, 94. But as you mentioned, defense rises to the occasion when it must be done.
Absolutely. We feel like we can get our momentum going. Our transition game really takes off when we're playing exciting and aggressive defense. And, you know, even players who we don't call plays for gets opportunities in open court. And we love the pace, you know. We like to run. It's organized chaos, as we like to call it.
And Coach, a number 6 seed, although it was maybe not as high as you would have liked, it turned out to be a blessing in disguise because 3 home games on the stretch.
Absolutely. You know, we thought we might have to go to Ventura, but Pasadena did us a favor and knocked off the 3 seed, which allowed us to have 3 home games, which, quite frankly, you know, we enjoy being at home in front of our fans, but if you look at our records, we have a better record on the road.
Okay.
So it really doesn't bother us to wear the old green.
And, Coach, characterize a team from your veteran players to your freshman players, because you've built that chemistry up. Many teams have already packed it in, as you know. They're looking at film and looking for next year. Coach, you're still in the moment for a return to the state Final Four, and the chemistry now is building up.
Oh, yeah. Nothing like winning builds chemistry. You know, we have really only 2 players that played probably about 4 minutes a game from last year's team. So it's really a total new team. But they came together so quickly in the month of November and all through December. We hit a little bit of a lull toward the end of the conference span, But it may have been a blessing in disguise to get those losses because it made us hungrier for, the playoff season.
And Coach, I know you have to talk to your players from time to time, either individually when it's one-on-one conference time, or as a team, to let them know that, hey, success can't go to the head yet.
Absolutely.
You're going on to the Final Four. It's a repeat of last season, and this team here, they've told me in one-on-ones that they want to surpass last season. So they've got to the platform. Now they've got to make that one big win to get to the final.
Well, let's just be honest. They're tired of me talking about last year's team. And they want to say, that 16 is better than 15. And that's a good goal, to compete against, something that you can't play against. That's the ultimate. Intrinsic motivation is always stronger than extrinsic. And, we have so many great freshmen who really stepped up. Alyssa Gomez out of Roosevelt High School, and Sanchez out of Roosevelt as a sophomore. And then Brianne Cheatham out of Canyons.
Tiffany Martinez, local
from Montebello, and just all over, all spread it throughout the lineup. Kamara Smith out of Carson. So, they played their roles. Everybody played their roles Saturday night and throughout the season.
Very deep team, and now, Coach, you've got them ready to go. A couple of days of practice. What is the City College of San Francisco, correct?
Yes.
And they're number 1 seed, so the one is going to play 4 right off the bat. And again, that's the way it should be, the highest level of competition. Any word on, or in terms of scouting and reports on them?
Yeah, we have the film. Actually, we're going to look at it after practice today. We had a chance to see them. We played in their tournament in December, and we're mirror teams, actually. They do a lot of the same things that we do. They have some different types of sets. So it's kind of a hard scout, but it really all comes down to defense and team defense.
Yes.
And it's going to be a good match. I think this is probably be one of the most enjoyable games of the 3 this weekend.
And one other phase of the game we forgot to mention, Coach, but you have had an opportunity to work with a 6'6" Anastasia Bayeva, who has given a whole new dimension to the team. And talk about the contribution from her out of Burbank High School in Burbank, California.
Anastasia is beautiful. She has a beautiful spirit. She came here about 4 years ago from Russia. Went to a couple of high schools out in the valley, but graduated from Burbank High School. And she came here really wanting to learn. She told me she wanted, Coach, I want to spend 2 years here and grow and learn and move on. But the last 5 games, she really started executing the fundamentals that we wanted her to do. At first she was putting the ball on the floor a little bit much, but now she's taking her time, she's reading the defense, and she has a beautiful touch with both hands. And so we're really excited about her growth and what she's going to do for us, even defensively. San Jacinto had the Player of the Year, and she was averaging over 24 points a game, but Anna and Jessica and Sanchez and Jasmine Gates held her to 14 points.
Just really clamped down on her. And again, Coach, I forgot to mention or ask you about during the game against Mount San Jacinto, your vice grip press, full court press, turned over the ball. You caused them panic in the backcourt, panic on their offense, and led to a lot of easy baskets for you in terms of possessions as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We have about 3 different ways we can do add the pressure. And Saturday night, we only had to use one. And which allowed us to go on an 18-0 run. So we went down from 9 at halftime to up at 1 going into the 4th quarter. And Jessica Sanchez hit some big shots in the 4th quarter that just extended the lead. And the free throwing was outstanding down the stretch.
Coach, we're going to let you go here, but prior to doing that, because you're going to have to get with the team for the last part of practice, but back to back to back. It's never been done. You're still on a historic ride here, Coach. Just briefly, the spirit now on campus, the vibe that's going on here about both the men and the women. But again, now even for the women going again back to this Final Four, that's unheard of. And the thoughts of people walking on campus and the players going to classes and feeling very encouraged by the fact that the student body knows that they have a great team.
Absolutely. It's a great feeling for them. They were expressing those type of sentiments Saturday night. He says, "When I went to class, somebody asked me, 'Aren't you on the basketball team?' I saw the paper, I saw the marquee. Good luck to you guys." And in fact, we had a young lady who was on the 1987 team. She came to the Pasadena game, and she spoke to the team before, and she says, "I don't know what to say, but I'm just telling you guys, just win." And the girls were already fired up. And that's all they needed to hear. That, you know, people who come back from the 80s because of the pride that is brought to the campus and the community, you know, that really pleases them. And, you know, being as a woman, you know, this being Women History Month, you know, how apropos for the women's team to be in the center of things.
And lastly, to tie the continuing promotion and the goodwill that's going out from the team here on social media. We're seeing an explosion on our website, eastlasportscene.com, on our Facebook and Twitter. And the word is getting out. In our last interview, you mentioned that we've been some of the ambassadorships to make sure that the community is now even more, it's easier to watch. If they can't come, at least they can now watch the team in action, and it's got to be a big bonus for you, also for recruitment as well.
Great outlet, great venue that you guys are providing, because so many people can't come to the games for whatever reason. And then not only do they not hear it live, but they can see it later on your website. And the girls are just excited, you know, women in pictures and movies, they love that. But just to spread the news about what's going on so great here in East Los Angeles, we appreciate yourself, Rico, and the entire production, Mr. Sarney behind the camera. Just it's like a spread of love throughout the community. And recruiting has been on an all-time high, you know, people emailing, calling, texting, tweeting me, you know, about, hey, when's the next trials, winter trials. So it's just an explosion of excitement.
And lastly, being called into the president of the college, Mr. Martinez's office, just to congratulate you and the team. It's got to give you a very, very fulfilling feeling that the president, who is very knowledgeable about sports, is, as they said, behind you and behind the program.
Absolutely. He's been one of our great supporters in the 3 or 4 years he's been here, always positive with the young ladies and the men's team, which we were both in the Final Four last year. And he's a great sports fan. So we give him an opportunity to come root for us up in Las Positas. I hope he can make it. And we hope to bring back a state championship for East LA College and the community.
You heard it right there from head coach Bruce Turner in his 11th season, and he is continuing to guide this program to the highest level. We hopefully will see a championship, if not this weekend, in the next few years to come. So we're going to come back with more of the players, and we're speaking to this is our pregame to the road to the Final Four. The Lady Huskies will take on City College of San Francisco in their first semifinal Friday. So we'll be back in a moment with some players and just get a chance to talk to them up close and personal. This is East LA Sports Scene. Take two. And here we go now, speaking with one of the starters of the Lady Huskies for the 2015-2016 season is Jasmine Gates out of Gar High School. And boy, oh boy, Coach Turner has put a lot of trust and confidence in you to come in and do what you do best, is defense and offense when necessary. But you have been a very, very big part of this team. And Jasmine, let's talk about number one. You're on the Final Four. You're going to the Final Four in your first season here at ELAC. Let's talk about that accomplishment and then how your season was for you this year.
Well, just being at the Final Four is pretty big. In high school, we made it all the way to the championship too, so it's very key that we make it to not only make it there, but we win. So that's very big in our head. In our season, we started off very strong, and we hit some bumps, and we hit like a dry spell towards the end of our conference, but just to pick up and stuff, it's really beautiful to see us pulling back together right now. It's really a sight to see. Even watching the film after the games is something that we all enjoy doing.
And characterize, if you will, your teammates as a body, as a sisterhood, as a team is well conditioned, well poised to win. But apart from playing ball, you do other things, I'm sure, socially that keeps the esprit de corps very tight.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that.
A lot of the time we're mostly in our team room. We have a pretty cool team room, and we just sit in there and we joke around a lot. Some of us have classes together, so of course school we'll discuss. But on social media here and there, we joke and laugh a lot. Like we have a lot of fun things, on our team, and we're pretty young, so not immature, but we're just young in age. A lot of the girls are fresh out of high school. This is my third year out, so we're a pretty young team compared to a lot of other junior college women's basketball teams. Okay,
now let's kind of just go briefly back to the end of the season, because then it was time for the playoffs and the bidding and the seeding. And then once you found out where you were, Coach Turner said, hey, it's the second season, you got to ratchet it up, really knuckle it down on making sure you're ready for each playoff game. And Wow, what a string of run you had. You had 4 in a row, and now ready for the Final Four. Was that road just a little bit bumpy at times, but then you figured it out, the team figured it out, and coach figured it out, and then you moved forward and just took care of business?
Yeah, well, it started at the beginning of the season. Coach Turner is really a good coach when it comes to strategy. He really scheduled us with some big teams in the beginning, which got our RPI scores up, and then if he didn't do that, then our performance in the end of the season would have really messed up our seeding. We, lost to some lower ranked teams, and we, still got the 6th seed, which was really in our favor. So, our postseason, not postseason, but the end of the season was really bad for us. That was really the most rockiest time for us, and we thought, that would be the end of our season. But just to still be here and to see, we're comeback kids. So just to see that, it's really good, and this is the highlight of our season for sure. Yeah.
Wow. And the reward for the achievement of having a great season now to the Final Four. But Jasmine, we have to let you get back into the final parts of the drill here for the practice, because this is a very momentous situation because you're in history.
Yes.
You've rewritten history here for the women's program. And your thoughts on that very briefly?
It's amazing, and I think I've realized that being a Husky, we don't represent just us. It's not about the 14 girls on our team. It's about the community, and ELAC has been big on alumni and stuff, and we're doing it for them. When we go up there to Los Pasitos, it's not for us. It's for the community, and we want to bring one back for the community.
Well said. Just very quickly now, on your personal side, the course major or the academics pursuits that you're taking here?
Well, I'm majoring in elementary education, so I'll be done in the spring and then moving on to whatever 4-year I can get to.
And then quickly, when you're watching basketball at the pro level or college level, any players, whether NBA or WNBA, that you like and you pat on your game, parts of your game after?
Well, just one of the greatest is Kobe Bryant. Any part of his game, any position can embody him. His work ethic can go for any position, and I think that's something that a lot of us younger players lack, is just being dedicated to the game. So I think he's one of the masters at dedication. So.
And in the WNBA, any players?
Candace Parker, Maya Moore, she's amazing. Her shot is beautiful. So, and they're all definitely hard workers too. So.
And lastly, your goals that you had when day one came last year for practice, did you meet and surpass the goals personally for you as a player?
Well, I think my personal goal was just to be a team player, to do whatever my team needed, because I know we had big scorers, we had shooters, but it was I just want to fit in, and whatever she doesn't do, I can get that, and whatever she doesn't do, I can get that. So rebounding is something that I do that I think the team needs. So that's just something I think we've surpassed my team goals, because I don't think none of us thought we would make it here. But personal goals, I just wanted to be the team player, just being a leader and fill in wherever the team needed me.
Jasmine Gates, thanks for the time. Good luck now.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to come back with our next player in just a moment, Cameron Smith, and this is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, and speaking to us is a big member of Coach Turner's team here for the Lady Huskies, Kamara Smith, and she is on the reserve squad, as a reservist, I should say, but to come in, and when you get the call, it's like bingo. You got to go in and perform and do what needs to be done, Kamara, and you've learned that quite well. And when you do come in, there are sparks that are flying all over the place, both on offense and defense. Let's talk about, Kamara, your goals for this season when you first started, and to where you are now, right at the pinnacle of success, going to the Final Four.
I would say my goals when I first started was just mature myself and be that that team leader, and just come in and get everyone else started. And I think I've been pretty doing a good job at it so far.
Okay, and when Coach Turner calls you, and as a substitute to go in, you're revved up and ready to go. And anything special that he asks you to do, maybe as a defense sometimes or on offense?
It's definitely defense, because I feel like I get that tempo going, I get everyone else going, just get everyone moving, and just frees up the other players on the team.
And let's talk about this road to the Final Four, because we're in March Madness, as everybody knows, but this is special for us. It's community college, junior college basketball, and this is a very, very positive sign for the school, for the team, for the players, coaches, and it's a win-win situation. Your thoughts on being part of the history in the making here?
I'm actually very excited, and I'm also grateful because in high school I wasn't able to make it to the state playoffs or state championship. So I felt like, God put me in this place for a reason because, I didn't get that chance back then. So now this is my time.
And you're coming to East LA College from Carson High School, correct?
Yes, yes.
And tell us how Coach Turner was able to attract you to become part of the program here.
He's been following me ever since I was in middle school back in like '08. And ever since then, he just had an eye on me, and I didn't mind coming here, So I love it. It's amazing.
And there you go. You get an opportunity to play and perform, and then people notice.
Yes.
And the team, all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but this team is a work in progress. It was at the Final Four last year, but
yes.
we understand that this team wants to go a little further
yes.
than last year's team.
Definitely.
Have you talked about that in the locker room or in class or when you have social time with team?
We talk about it all the time. It's just like it's an everyday thing for us because we just want to be, over that other team. So, because Coach Turner, he always talks about the last year's team. So it's, it's our time to talk about this team.
Okay. Okay. Now moving into some other areas where we would like to maybe know just a little bit more about you when you're not out here or in the classroom. When you watch a game, maybe it's a pro or college level game, some of the players you like or teams.
I love Maya Moore, how she's just such an overall player. You never know what she's going to do. She always surprises you off the dribble and on defense. And I love Russell Westbrook, explosive like me, defense, and just he gets his team going.
Okay, and your highlight of the season, your best individual performance in any one game?
I would say back on Christmas break, I had like 3 back-to-back steals in 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, and this coupling that with this run here of 3 home games to get into the final now, to the Final Four. Those games were played here in front of very good crowds. Your thoughts on your performances during those games?
It was some rowdy crowds, very loud, hostile, but we kept our poise and everything, and I was able to just focus on what's important, and that's, win the game and doing what I was supposed to do.
Okay. And when you're in class, I wanted to ask your academic pursuits. What might you be preparing for in a couple of more years to get your degree?
I'm actually majoring in kinesiology, so hopefully, that'll just take me up to where I need to be, and I'll just progress.
And with your eyes and your mind set on playing after East LA College, you might want to go to a 4-year school somewhere, correct?
Most definitely.
Any of those schools maybe in contact, or you're thinking about enrolling there?
I'm thinking about probably like UNLV, San Diego, or Riverside.
Okay.
Either one of those.
Okay, Kamara, any last words here? There are young ladies that are watching our program, and many of them here out of East LA, but we go beyond that. But a lot of travel-age young ladies, school-age, middle school, high school. Any words of advice, or you'd like to maybe some, as they would say, good things happen to good people, right?
Yeah. I would just say, keep working hard. It's never over. Just, keep your mind on the right path, and, God will take you where you need to be.
And stay in school, correct?
Stay in school. Yes, most definitely stay in school.
Kamara Smith, we thank you for giving us this time, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
And in the final,
yes.
We'll hopefully be following you as long as we can.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and bring in a couple of more players here on East LA Sports Scene. As we say, the road to the Final Four. It's our special and exclusive coverage here of the East LA College Lady Huskies. We'll be right back. And here we are, number 42 that she wears on her game jersey. It's Jessica Sanchez and Boyle Heights, Roosevelt High School, Lady Rough Riders, and now living in Rosemead, California. But Jessica, let's talk about your contribution and your role on this team, because it's a historic team, and you're now ready for the Final Four going up north for the big tournament just a few more days. But your thoughts on winning all the games here that led up to going to the Final Four, and then a little bit about the season, how it was for you.
Just mainly like team, we're playing together and talking it up on defense. Our key is mainly defense, and just talking it up and not giving up too quickly, and just not letting our mistakes.
And listening to your coaches, Coach Turner definitely has a plan for each and every player, and some players have good games most of the time, but sometimes they don't. And he sees substitution patterns, and players come in and they deliver because they get the opportunity to play. Your thoughts on playing under Coach Turner in the system here?
It's amazing. I know he's a tough coach, but at the end of the day, like he knows what he's doing, and mainly my mentality needs to get stronger.
Yes. Well, you are certainly a huge asset to the team, both on offense and defense. You're certainly not afraid to shoot when you have the opportunity, and then you're going to get your rebounds and your share of good defensive plays. So the chemistry of this team right now, from day one when you first practiced, that was back in November, maybe late October, to now March, almost, beginning of March. Your thoughts on the team and how you're doing yourself?
It was different. Like we didn't know what we like and who could do what, who could shoot. So little by little we started to learn who likes what passes and how they like to drive and what they want and what they see. So it's different now, but I think we all know like what to do with each other and what we could do together.
And you're playing with some very, very good players. Alyssa Gomez, of course, from Roosevelt, Tiffany Martinez from Montebello, Jasmine Gates. All the players we've interviewed, it seems like you're very deep. And at any one given time, you have a different look. You have Anastasia, 6'6". So the Lady Huskies were presenting a lot of matchup problems, correct, to the team. So has Coach Turner given you guys the plan yet of what might happen in the Final Four playing against City College of San Francisco?
Just mainly keep doing what we're doing, and defense is what wins games for us.
Yeah, because we understood against Mount San Jacinto was a defensive.
Yeah, and then the offense will just the offense will just flow.
Okay. Now, quickly, you came to ELAC from Roosevelt, and many people would think it's a very natural thing to do because it's not far away. Garfield, the same way. Those kind of schools, those schools certainly have an opportunity to feed into the program, and you've made that decision. Your thoughts in your family when you decided you wanted to come to ELAC?
Well, I came from Glendale Community College, and then I heard about how good ELAC was doing, and I wanted to check it out. And then I transferred here in the spring, and I love the community, the connection all of them had, and I just knew I would fit in this team.
Okay. And then very quickly, before I let you go here, when you're watching basketball or any sport team, whether it's football, baseball, or basketball, any players or teams that you like and you watch certain games or teams?
Oh, I like watching Curry and Shawnee Schimmel. From
from the Atlanta Dream.
Yeah,
Atlanta Dream. Native American player, yes. And then you said
Stephen Curry.
Oh, Stephen Curry, of course. Yes, wonderful. Okay, and your academic pursuit, what you'd like to major in when you get to four-year college, or what you're taking out to prepare for that?
My major is kinesiology.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at some point in the future, maybe medicine or sports training?
Training.
Okay.
I would like that.
All right. And last but not least, a couple of days here to practice, and then you leave for
Friday's game. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we want to wish you the best of luck, and thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. We're going to come back in a moment. Just a few more players here on East LA Sports Scene as we build up to the Final Four here for the Lady Huskies. We'll be right back. And here we are now with a member of the team here, the historic making team, Sarai Rivera, and no stranger to East LA Sports Scene, no stranger to ELAC, and of course, a proud alumni, a Lady Rough Rider from Roosevelt High School. Sarai, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Lots of smiles in the gym and on the team today. Let's talk about the big win over Mount San Jacinto.
Well, it was very exciting to go in there, and I mean, they underestimated us. They were on their home court, and we went in there and we just came out strong.
Okay. Total team effort. Coach Turner can go very deep with players, and whoever he puts in, he's always told us they're going to do something very good, either defense or offense. Tell us how you saw the game and your participation in the game.
Well, we had a very good defense to start off, and we had a lot of steals. Mm-hmm. That was about it. Yeah. Okay.
And in scoring, that does not seem to be a problem for the Lady Huskies. They can score at any time.
Yes.
Very powerful and very potent. Your thoughts on being a part of this team and getting ready for the Final Four?
Well, it's exciting. As I was on the team last year, we're coming on to be again on the Final Four, and hopefully we actually get to the championship this year.
Okay. There's a lot of buzz going around the community about ELAC and Lady Huskies doing very good things. Any word from possibly some players out of Roosevelt maybe thinking about coming here?
Well, I haven't really gone back to talk to the players, but hopefully I could get a chance and actually go to talk to them. I haven't gone back, yeah. We
see Roosevelt, and there's Garfield, players from these schools, and of course Montebello, sure. So it's a nice mix of local players. And Coach Turner's always believed in that. He told us, if I get good local players, we're going to do well.
Yes, well, hopefully we get more girls out of the community to come out and play, try out for the ELAC team for next year.
Okay, and let's see, Sarai, the academic pursuits. I think I can't remember what you told us when we spoke before, but please tell us now again what you're pursuing and what you want to do in terms of getting your degree.
Well, I'm trying to get my AA in my liberal studies, and I'm hopefully done by this spring.
Okay, and then might you continue on playing, going to school maybe, or college?
I would like to do that, yeah. I'm pursuing and hopefully getting a scholarship to go play somewhere else.
And then at that point, another major you might take then would still be in the same field or different field?
I'm thinking counseling, something along those lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The brightest moment, the biggest highlight for you this season, what was it that you could really lay claim to? I had a good game or a great game?
I would just say throughout the season, I've been doing okay.
Okay. All right. Sarai Rivera, we thank you very much.
Thank you so
okay.
much.
Good luck in the game.
Thank you.
All right. Kind of winding things down here, just a few more players, and I think that will do it for this edition of East LA Sports Scene. Okay, continuing on with our interviews here of the players and brief player profiles for this historic team of the East LA College Lady Huskies. And speaking with us now is Jasmine Leal, a proud alumni of Roosevelt High School. She's a Lady Rough Rider for life. And Jasmine, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay. Thanks for coming in and speaking with us because we're trying to show our viewers the members of this historic team. Talk about your role on the team this year under Coach Turner and the way the team is feeling now as you prepare for the Final Four.
My role in the team is like basically shooting. I'm more of an offense player than a defense. I need to work on my defense. I think like this is a great experience for us, especially since we're like a freshman team. It's a whole different team from last year.
Yes.
So like just experiencing this as a freshman, it's like an amazing feeling.
Okay. And we certainly have took note of your contributions offensively when you were inserted into the game. You liked your three-pointer.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the specialization that you've done with that. You can come in at any given time and put up three-pointers maybe as a streak shooter or give the team a lift offensively. Talk about how you practice and go about getting better as a three-point shooter.
Just like every day, like I always stay after practice to practice my shooting. Like I know that I have to contribute in some way, and shooting has always been something that I've been good at, and I just practice and practice until I can perfect it. And yeah.
Okay, and you're a freshman, so you're going to be coming back next season. Your thoughts now on, not to take away from what's coming on now because of the Final Four, but you're already thinking about even next year. And tell us how you're going to prepare in the off season for that.
Well, I have to prepare myself defensively because I know that's my weakness, and I know that if I work on defense, I'll be probably getting more minutes than I'm getting right now. Okay. And then I'm also work on other things besides shooting, like on driving in, on conditioning, practicing on my stamina, and I'm gonna just keep on working. For next season.
And to know that when day one of practice happened way back in October, November to right now, as you know, many teams, they're at home.
Yeah.
No more practice for them. They're just going to classes. But here you are ready to go for a Final Four game. The accomplishments that you have made and your teammates, how do you feel as a unit that you've made it this far and you're going to the Final Four?
As a unit, I believe that we found the chemistry throughout the season. It wasn't easy for us. Like we had a good preseason, and then like season came, and we were kind of like falling. But then we picked it up during playoffs, and we worked as a team. Like we all like contributed together. We all put our part in, and then I think that's what really helped us.
Okay, just two more quick questions for you. When you're not playing and you're not at school or in class, you're watching either movies or maybe some sporting events or teams. Anybody that you watch in terms of players?
I'm a big Laker fan. I love Kobe, like he's the best. But right now, like since the whole retirement thing is going on, like I've been kind of bandwagoning to Steph Curry and the Warriors.
And what about WNBA? Or even a local women's team, Division I?
I think I'm really inspired by Skylar Diggins. She's a really good player, and like I look up to her, even though she tore her ACL and she's out off season, but she's working her way back up. And
from the Tulsa Shock, right, in WNBA. Yeah. Okay, and then lastly, the academic pursuits that you're taking here.
my major, well, I'm thinking about majoring in kinesiology, and I want to become a physical therapist. I want to help others, and I want to help them get back on their feet because I know the feeling of like kind of being low and then having to come back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jasmine Leah. Thank you very much. Okay, muchas gracias. All right, there she is. Okay, now speaking with Gabrielle Lopez, and she's number one on her jersey, and we had the great opportunity to call her games here for East LA College, and that's how we got a chance to see you play, Gabrielle, and you contributed very heavily to where you are now on the road to the Final Four. Your thoughts on having swept through this playoff rounds, and you've gone through this from day one, round 2, 3, and 4, and here you are now ready for the Final Four. Your thoughts on the accomplishments that brings you?
I'm excited. I'm glad that because Coach is always talking about the past team, how they went to the Final Four, and now we're here and we get to do the same things or maybe even go further than them.
As we mentioned, success breeds success, and
Yes.
you're talking about trying to go one up on another team that was very, very happy to be there last year. We saw that game, and in just a few more days, you'll be making more history by going back up there back to back for a return trip to the Final Four. But let's talk about your contributions as a player to the team and the tutelage and the mentorship you got from Coach Turner to put you guys where you are now.
Well, I started off coming in like around June, and Coach Turner, I ran with the girls. I ran with some of the previous girls. I've been working out with them for a long time, and it's been fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've developed that esprit de corps, the camaraderie, the sisterhood here, because this is a special team.
Yes, we've all grown. A lot has changed because we played Mount San Jacinto in San Diego, and now we got to play them again, and we lost in the first time we played them. Now we've won by 10, 11.
Yeah, and talk about the game. It just happened a couple of days ago over the weekend, and it was a close game at halftime, I believe, and then in the third, fourth quarters, that's when Coach Turner was telling us the defense really stepped it up.
Yes, they picked it up. They had steal after steal, 3 after 3, fast breaks, nonstop.
Okay, total team effort.
Yes.
And now here you are with a chance, as we mentioned, to go in to it's up north, though. We're hoping that we could have seen you down here to keep give us the opportunity to keep you talking about you and calling games, because we really enjoy that and bring that to the community. But the buzz out in the community is this program is up and away. Some of the feedback you're getting from other players, maybe that you run across, run into.
Well, when I first came here, I didn't know ELAC was such a profound team. I didn't know that they went to the Final Four. But now that I play, I see a lot of the girls, especially from Rio Hondo, because I know people, because I live in this area. Yes. And the girls, they're amazed that we beat Mount San Jacinto because they're number 2 in the state.
Oh, goodness. Okay, Gabrielle, in the interest of time, because we're still trying to close up practice, but your best highlight of the season?
Or the whole team?
Yours.
Mine?
During the season.
I think that when I got, 12 rebounds against Pasadena and 10 rebounds against Cerritos College. Okay. That was a real highlight. Okay.
And the other thing is here, we want to ask about your academic pursuits. As well, what you're planning to major in.
Yeah, I don't have I'm undecided right now, but just trying to get the GEs done, getting all A's and B's though.
Okay, and high school you attended was?
Montebello High.
Montebello High School, so another point of attraction here for players to come to ELAC. It's right in the backyard. And lastly, when you're watching sports or basketball, any players and teams that you kind of watch and say that they're good, I'd like to pattern part of my game after that?
The Golden State Warriors are on a roll right now. Steph Curry's awesome, but Kobe will always be the best, and and that's my favorite.
And on the WNBA side, any player?
Candace Parker.
Candace Parker from the Sparks.
Yes.
Okay, and I think that's about it. Any words of encouragement to the young ladies who are very young but travel, playing early now, but to keep pursuing basketball? Yes. And not to get off the path, because there's many distractions, as you know, but to keep the young ones going to become, as you have become here, a good player on a very solid team and a winning team.
Just keep going to your dreams. I didn't think that I was going to come to this school. I didn't think I was going to pursue basketball, but it's just go where life takes you and go where you want to.
And that education never stops.
Yes.
Okay, Gabrielle Lopez.
Thank you.
Good luck to the game,
Thank
okay?
you.
All right. Okay, almost done here. It's been really a nice touch here to talk to almost each and every one of the players on the team. We'll be right back. Okay, now speaking with number 5 on her game jersey, Brianne Cheatham, and we know you have 1 on your practice jersey, but nonetheless, when they see our play-by-play coverage, they know number 5 is Brianne Cheatham. And thanks for taking a little bit of time.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay, now let's talk about this Cloud 9 that the team is on, at least after Saturday's big win over Mount San Jacinto. You had a chance to celebrate over the weekend and do those good things of knowing that you are where you need to be. But how was the win? And tell us how the game went.
I think it was great because they underestimated us, and we're being in a number 6 seed, and they're number 2. So winning over them is kind of feeling good right now.
Okay. And Coach Turner told us that it was a defense. The press and the matchups seemed to, you dictated the tempo of the game, and it was close for a spell, but then you pulled away, and just really it was too much for them to overcome.
Yes, I think the defense in the third quarter helped it a lot. It pulled us apart from being under into giving us the lead in the energy and all the.
Okay. And now you just, in a few more days, you'll be going up that road to the Final Four. And that's got to give you a very, very good feeling to know the accomplishment that you've earned it.
Yes.
The team has earned it. The coaches have earned it. Everyone here at the school has earned it. We hope that there will be a contingent of fans and student body going up there.
Yes, I want a lot of people to go up there, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
That's true. And anything can happen, but it will be a very good environment. We were there last year to cover last year's team, and we understand now the goal for this team, 2015-16, is to win, get to the final and win. Okay, Brianne, let's talk about how the approach to, or the attraction to UCLA College and Coach Turner. How did that dialogue go to ask you to come and play here, come to school here?
I kind of chose it because my brothers went here, both of them. Okay. And so I just like the atmosphere, and I just chose it as well.
Because you're coming to us from Canyons, correct?
Yeah, Moreno Valley.
In Moreno Valley, okay. Not the college up there, but in Moreno Valley, going east, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how was your high school career there?
It was pretty good. We won kind of state and CIF when we were there as well.
Okay. Okay, and when you came here, you know that it's a different level, different style of play. Coach Turner asked you to work in the backcourt as one of his defensive and sometimes offensive specialists, correct?
Yes, it was kind of hard adjusting at first because being a freshman out of high school, but I'm getting used to it now, and it's getting kind of easier.
Okay, and let's talk quickly about the run that you've had here the last 4 games, because it's been, 3 home games and then the road game, and you took care of business in each and every one. Talk about how the team has felt after those games and what you did to really prepare for each and every one of those.
It was kind of like revenge because we lost to Trade Tech and Pasadena, so it was like getting back to what we was, and I think that helped us kind of losing them games because it brought us closer as a team.
Okay, and let's see now, when you're not playing and not in school, there's a personal life, of course, to each and every player. Brianne, let's talk about what you might want to do in terms of watching sports. Is there a team, a player, something in basketball, something that you can watch a player and say, yeah, I like pattern my game a little bit after that player? Anybody in particular?
Jordan Canada from UCLA.
Ah, okay.
Because she's a guard, and she her speed is kind of what I want to get to, and kind of the same.
Oh, yes. She's very, very popular and very well known. Okay. And any other team maybe in the WNBA or NBA?
For NBA, the Thunder.
Okay. All right. And WNBA?
The Sparks.
Ah, okay. And now, kind of closing in towards the end of our interview here, your academic choices here, your pursuit of degree, of course, but the courses you're taking to point in that direction.
For my degree, I'm trying to get for biology, to be a biology major, but for right now, I'm doing general until I get my classes to transfer out.
Okay. All right. And lastly, just describe the coaching from Coach Turner and his staff, because they are the unsung heroes. They put the time in as with the team, of course. And at the end of the day, there has to be a lot of kudos to go to them as well for preparing you. Your thoughts on having had a season under Coach Turner and his staff?
At first, I thought he was kind of harsh, but getting to know him and the other coaches, I'm getting to like them and can't wait till next season to play again for them again.
Okay. Well, a sign of resiliency. The harder it got, the more you wanted to perform.
Yeah.
And get better. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Breanne Cheatham, thank you very much, and good luck in the game. Okay? All right. Okay, we're just a few more players here. We've asked Coach to give us a few that we have not spoken to and might be in the reserve core of the team. So we'll be back in a moment. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, as we wind up our special here in terms of the Lady Huskies going to the Final Four, we're speaking with Samantha Villanueva, and she is a very, very good member of this team here, comes out, practices, stays with the team, and does whatever Coach Turner asks. But Samantha, let's talk about this season. It's a history in the making here for you.
Yeah, it really is. It's a big surprise compared to last year because we weren't as big or strong as them, but during the summer it was really it was fun because we didn't know what we were capable of, and now coming to the season and after Saturday's game, it was like we're as strong as them. Yes. So it's a surprise.
It's a total team effort, and that's the way Coach Turner likes his system to work, where each one reaches one, each one supports the other, and it's a very infectious and a very great chemistry at the end of the day because everyone's rooting for each other.
Right, yes. Everyone comes together as a team, they all put in their work.
Okay, and now it was a long season, but a rewarding one.
Yes, it was.
Because you're going to be going to the Final Four. Your thoughts of taking this actual feeling with you as being a history maker here? Because the rest of your career, you can always look back on being a member of the East LA college team that went to the Final Four 2 years in a row.
Right. It's great to be here with the team because you get it from everywhere. There was this lady that came in who played in like 1992 or so, and she came in, gave us a talk right before the Pasadena game. Wow. So, and my coach from my travel team actually posted on Instagram and was supporting us because we played with him. So it's going around. So it's a proud moment for us to be together in here.
And you got to say that you're leaving a legacy because as we speak now, the word is out and about in the community, not only for fans and community members, but players like those travel players, middle school players, high school players. Yes. Hey, the word is you need to take a look at ELAC.
Yes, I agree.
And talk a little bit about that. Might you run into some players who maybe are marginal, don't know what they might want to do? You can certainly say, hey, go speak to Coach Turner.
Yeah, Coach Turner has made a big difference. I know that at the beginning of the summer, I couldn't run. I wasn't as strong as I was in dribbling. And I know with Coach Sarai's workouts and Coach Turner's mindset of what to do and his game plan, like it all came together and like it brought not just me, but the whole team, like the next level.
Lifted it all up together like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Samantha, let's talk about your academic pursuits here. While you're at community college, you're going to come out with an AA degree, and you're taking it in what major?
Kinesiology.
With ideas and designs for?
Being like a physical therapist or preoccupational therapist or therapy.
Sports trainer, maybe?
Yes, sports trainer.
All right. And when you're not practicing or you're not in the classroom, you relax, maybe go to a movie or watch some games or sports. What's on your best list that you like to do?
I like to look on ways that I can improve my ball handling drills because I don't have the height. So I like to look at that, or I like to look at old team plays, games. And watch last year's team because Olivia was a good ball handler, and so I look up to her, and so I usually do that in my free time.
Any players or teams that you like to maybe when you want to see a game of the week? WNBA or NBA or baseball, it doesn't matter.
NBA, yeah, I watched the Lakers. Okay. I watched them recently against the Warriors, a big upset. So.
Anything like the Sparks or?
Oh, I like the Sparks. Yes, during the summer we would go to the summer games with my team, and we would watch them.
Okay. All right. Anything you want to say to those young ladies that are still playing or like to play, but they're very young, you know, like I mentioned, travel ball, middle school, how to keep them focused on staying in basketball?
Well, if you really love the sport, just put your mind to it and don't give up because as hard as it is, if you keep pushing yourself, you're going to get to the next level. So
There she is, Samantha Villanueva. As we make our way through the entire roster and even some redshirt players here for the East LA College Lady Huskies, we now speak with Britton Cheatham. And she's on the team, and we haven't had the opportunity to call you too much in our games of play-by-play, but you are still a very, very member and good standing of this team under Coach Turner. Let's talk about your contributions, Britton, here to the program this year.
I just try to push everybody and work hard, like in practice, and try to like encourage my teammates to do good in the game.
Okay, and of course, your twin, we spoke to her, and that had to be a very, very a powerful feeling to come to school and play with your sister on the same team.
Yeah, like I'm used to it, but yeah, it's like I encourage her too. Like, yeah.
And along the Cheatham line here, your brother played here at East LA College as well. Was that a part of the consideration you put in to come here and enroll in school?
Oh yeah, because like he came, and then the program was good, so we came.
Okay. And you're coming to us from Canyons High School out of Moreno Valley?
Yes.
Okay, talk about your high school career.
Oh, like we did good, like, but I played JV and then I went to varsity the rest of my 3 years.
Okay.
And then we won CIF and then won state.
Okay.
So yeah.
And can you give us maybe an idea of the academics you're going to pursue here?
Oh, like my major?
Yes.
I want to be a trainer, so that's kinesiology.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Possibly leading into medicine somewhere down the line?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see, when you're on the court, does Coach Turner ask you to play guard or maybe a small forward or?
Shooting guard.
A shooting guard?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see, being part of this historic team, your thoughts on knowing that you're going to the Final Four?
Oh, it's amazing because like we worked so hard to get so far. And then like everybody doubted us, so it's like really amazing.
Okay. And one of the last areas I'll ask you is some of your favorite players, team-wise or individual players on both WNBA or NBA or college.
Oh, in the WNBA, it always been Candace Parker ever since she was like in college and then now.
Okay.
And then in the NBA, it's Kevin Durant. Yeah.
Okay. And because of his shooting skills and overall play?
That, and he stayed humble. Like he don't let anything like make him blow up to be as big as he is.
Okay, and what we're hearing now in terms of the good vibrations that are happening for this program, can you ask some others from the inside of it being actually on the team? Because in the community, when you say East LA College women's basketball, we're getting those, whoa, they're on a roll. And so have you heard anything among, the students or other players that may be considering coming here?
Yeah, some people from Moreno Valley is actually like talking about coming here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the word's getting out about the program. Okay. Britton Cheatham, we thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and good luck in the game.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. All right, we'll be right back. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, as we go to the members and the roster of the team here, Vianney Chavez, she's no stranger to East LA Sports Scene. Last year, she was getting action, seeing action here in that huge run to the Final Four. And so she's not a stranger to winning big games. And Vianney, let's talk a little bit about this season. And first of all, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very great accomplishment that we made it back to the Final Four again. It's time to redeem ourselves from last year, from that loss against Chabot.
Yes. And this team here has a lot of character, a lot of explosiveness, and from what we've been able to understand when we call the game is that they're willing to learn at any point in the season, whether it's now at the playoff or from day one. You characterize your teammates here and the vibe that's going on with this team.
Well, this team this year was a very young team. We had plenty of freshmen and a few returners. It's great to be able to set an example and teach others, the way it's supposed to be done. So it's all a learning process, and I'm just glad that everyone bought into the system. We're all a unit now. We all grown as a family, as a team. We spend a lot of time together, so it's great that, we're just all on the same page.
And you got to really feel proud of the fact, and I say proud, very highly proud of the fact that this program is not just another program any longer. Coach Turner and his staff have taken it up several notches.
Oh, definitely.
and many young players now. This ELAC, when you say the name of the school, it's in the mix. So, hey, I want to go there. What are you hearing out there from other players, especially those from the local community?
No, yeah, definitely. A lot of people have underestimated ELAC in the past years, but now we've made a name for ourselves. So now, younger girls in high schools are, looking at ELAC now, taking a second look at us. So, it's a great program to join. So I'm glad, we're making a statement.
Okay, and you're a great alumni of Sure High School.
Yep.
And to come here, let's talk about how that transition happened. Did you come into the gym one day looking for Coach Turner, or was there recruitment going on, or how did it happen?
No, actually, I used to come and take basketball classes here back when Coach Rivera was here.
Oh, yes.
Rob.
Yeah.
And so, in the back of my mind, I knew that I was going to come and play for ELAC. I wanted to go straight to JC.
Okay.
And it's close to home, close to Sure. My coaches were alumni from ELAC, so
Nice.
it was a good transition.
Okay, and Bianchi, let's talk about the academic pursuits that you're preparing here when you get to four-year college.
Yeah. Well, my major right now is psychology. I'd be interested in something in sports psychology. Last year I made the academic role for student athlete, so I'm in a good position right now.
And lastly, being a member of this historic history-making team, back to back to back in terms of conferences, titles, and appearances in the playoffs, and now back to back for the Final Four. Your thoughts on that accomplishment?
It's time for us to take it to the next level. It's not just going to be easy, so it's all up here.
Okay. There it is. You said it. Yanni Chavez, thank you very much. Product and alumni of Sure High School. Okay, we're going to come back. Just a few more players here. The Lady Huskies, as you can tell, they're doing a final preparation here this week to go on Friday, March 11th, and play the City College of San Francisco in their first semifinal game. We'll be right back. Okay, speaking with a member of the team, but not rostered, so to speak, but she will be next year, Bianca Ortiz. And she is here getting work done because next year it's going to be a lot of pressure, Bianca, to repeat and continue on with the legacy. But your thoughts on being a part of the ELAC Lady Huskies team right now?
It's a great team. The program is really great too. I love it. It's unexplainable, I guess you could say.
And let's talk about it because was there a transfer from Citrus College?
Yes.
And to come here, tell us how that transition worked, because many players, many student athletes that are maybe in your shoes may not know the correct procedures, or if there is one, but to be able to come from one junior college or community college to another. Tell us about how that happened.
It was just, I live around here, so it was actually closer for me. So I decided to transfer, but also because I came to one of their playoff games and I saw them play. I really liked the way they played, transition-wise and stuff, how everything works. I got recruited by one of my good friends, actually.
Ah, okay.
So just hearing about their program was actually, it had me like, I should just go there. Seeing how, I hear about their players going to D1 schools, D2 schools, got me thinking that, probably I could go somewhere too.
Okay.
With the help of, Coach Turner and stuff.
Okay. And the position that you'll be playing come next season?
Small forward and, a guard.
Okay. In the mix, though, handling, distributing,
Yes,
penetration.
yes.
Okay. Shooting, of course, rebounding. Let's talk about the high school you went to.
I went to Montebello High School.
Oh, Montebello.
Montebello,
Okay.
yeah.
It seems Montebello and Roosevelt are big parts of the team here in terms of players on the roster.
Yes, exactly, yeah. A few teammates of mine, they're right here too. I played with them. And I didn't play with Roosevelt, but I got to know them. They're really good players also.
Yeah. Okay. And you're part of the team, as we mentioned, and you get to see them in actual game situations and be part of the team. Your thoughts on preparations here and getting to the Final Four?
Oh, these girls, they work their butts off in practice, stuff like that. It really shows, coming here, going to the Final Four. That's a big deal, especially, we worked last week really hard to be out San Jacinto, and I just, I love the girls here.
Yeah. Okay.
They give it their all, and that's great.
And right now, what you might say during the season, you were part of the scout team, or when you got on the floor to practice, you'd be maybe one of the other players that was.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And just like in football, they do the same situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. And how'd that go?
It went pretty well. I had myself, I had actually watched them also to see how the other teams played, to be able to mimic them.
Yeah.
Here at practice to help the girls out and stuff.
And technically, you would be called, was it a gray shirt? Or
red
not
shirt.
red shirt?
Red shirt.
Okay. All right. And Bianca, then for your classes, the classwork and the preparation you're taking now for maybe a major in at some four-year school, maybe. Tell us your academic pursuits. How you doing?
I'm doing really well, I guess. Right now, I'm just working on my general, and then since I got one more year, then next year I'll be working on my AA in criminal justice. So,
okay, with a major there.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, we want to thank you for taking the time and being part of the team. And good luck. We'll see you next year. Okay. All right. Continuing on here, we're going to see who Coach Turner sends to us next. This is East LA Sports Scene. Okay, speaking with another redshirt player, Akiba Allen. She's a very big part of Coach Bruce Turner's team here and part of the Lady Huskies program. Akiba, how you doing?
Good, you?
I'm doing well, and you certainly have been a big part in terms of helping us when we came to do the play-by-play. Thank you for that. And lo and behold, you're part of the team. I did not know until right now, but talk about your role here for Coach Turner and the staff and what you do to support the players. We know you're out here practicing with them as well, but your part and your role in the team.
Basically, I do the stats for the team, and I offer anything they need. If they need a rebounder when they're shooting, if they need an extra person to jump in on defense, or anything to assist the team, I'm here for that.
And Coach Turner certainly has an eye for not only talent, but those players that want to get better. Not only on the court, but in other areas of the game, because it takes a team to really build a team, and you're part of that. Let's talk about your connection to some of the players and a little bit about your background and how you came to East LA.
Well, I actually became friends with a player, Jasmine Gates, number 24, and we both went to Winston LA together, and I heard about the program. I actually came to last year's Final Four game, and I checked them out, so I figured this would be a good fit because Coach Bruce is a really good coach, and this program is really developed.
Okay, and we're understanding now the word is getting out and about in the community and in the basketball circles here of Southern California. When you bring up East LA College women's program, people, it's like the commercial. What? Is that how you became, other than knowing some players, you've heard some very good things about this program?
Yeah. Well, I've seen the success they've had in the few years, and then becoming a part of this is it's been a really very phenomenal year. It's been a roller coaster ride, but at the end, it's a high.
Yes.
So.
And you're building on this blueprint for success that has been created by Coach Turner and his staff, and you got to be excited for next year as well.
Yeah, very excited. We hope to do all this over again.
Okay. And the position you're going to be playing?
Guard, shooting guard.
Okay. And I think you mentioned you came from another state. To come to California, correct?
Yeah. Well, I didn't play, but I went to school in Kansas my first year, and then I came back out here and I played at West LA, and this is my final stop. Okay. And now in terms of going up to the actual games in the Final Four, will you be a member of the traveling team? Yeah.
Okay. All right. And lastly here, Akiba, the pursuit and academics that you're taking.
I'm a criminal justice major.
Okay. And then hopefully into a four-year school and just come out with a degree in that?
Yeah.
Okay, we want to thank you for taking the time. Nice meeting you, and thanks for all the help. Okay, there she is, Akiba Allen, a member of the redshirt team here at East LA College. We're part of the redshirts, and again, they're onward and upward. They're going to the Final Four in just a few more days. We'll be right back with more of East LA Sports Scene. Okay, it's been a media day here for us at East LA College, and covering the Lady Huskies as they continue their historic path to the Final Four. And to wrap up our program, we've spoken to head coach Bruce Turner and all the players in between, and now to the assistant coach. It's our pleasure to bring back to our audience, I think for the first time, introducing our first-time assistant coach, Sarai Trinidad. And Sarai, how are you?
I am pretty good. Excited about this weekend, big weekend. Pretty
well-deserved reward for the team, because, like they say, you've earned it.
Yeah.
Every game was, as they say, happening, an event in itself.
Right.
But they ended, and then they begin, and they end, and all the way through now to 30-something games. Forget the total amount of games, but it's been a long season.
Oh, yeah.
But again, one that was well worth the effort that you put into it.
Yeah, thank you. From the beginning of the season, we always tell the girls, the conditioning is going to be a big factor coming down in the playoffs. our conditioning is always going to be the big factor. Execution will come later on as you feel the game on. But we just knew that we had a good group of girls, a little young, a little inexperienced, but they grew up a lot these past 3 games in the playoffs. A lot of them matured, shoot better from the free throw line, and numbers-wise, they're doing much better.
And they seem to be very coachable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as with any teams, they have their highs and lows, but when they get to the lows, it's your job, and coach, along with the rest of the coaches, to snap them out of it and get them back on point. This team, this year, how has that gone? Pretty smooth? That's more good and positive than on the other side?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Early this season, we weren't really sure how many of the girls were going to be here, concretely committed. We early in the summer we get about 35 girls in here. And it's always almost I'm not gonna say a game to me, but I'm gonna look at the girls and it's always like which ones are gonna stick it out to the end of the year, And I think they must be out there playing knockout, entertained. But the group that we have now, they've been working hard, since they've committed. They've been here since the summer. And it's hard work and it's consistency, and it's from the first person to the last one, and I think they've all understood that. It's about getting each other better, and that's we do that in practice.
Well, just in a few more days, you're going to be heading back up, heading up north. Last year was here at Cerritos. This year it rotates every year, and it's going to be a bit of a drive, but nonetheless, you will be ready.
Yeah, we'll be ready. The good thing about our group is that we're not big on home court advantage. We're ready to play, and this group plays better away than we do at home. They seem to just get into the mix of the game a little sooner.
Now, Coach, we're going to kind of flip the coin here for a minute and talk about your coaching experience and how the attraction or the recruitment of you coming to ELAC happened. Tell our viewers that, because it's a very good story.
Yeah, well, actually, this is my 6th season here. I was coaching at West Adams High School before I came here, and it was actually an opportunity. An old teammate of mine, I played at Los Angeles City College, and an old teammate of mine, Melissa Escobedo, she was coaching here at the time, and she introduced me to Coach Turner, and that's how I was able to have the opportunity to come play here. Of course, they were also recruiting my sister, which was a 3-point shooter at the time, so it was a good package deal. But I love the atmosphere here, and it's just a little, I guess you would say, weird for me. I've grown up around the central area this whole time, and we always compete against the East Los Angeles teams.
Yes.
And to be here now is just feels at home. At home.
So 6th year, and out of the 6 years, you've been in the playoffs.
Yeah. I think out of this,
Turner.
yeah, with Coach Turner, yeah, we have a good rapport, good working relationship. I think it's, when he's not here, I'm there. Yeah. We're each other's right hand. So
absolutely. Your bookends back to back, because when it's time to do the administrative things, you're going to do them. When it's time to look at film, you're going to be there with them. And also the other main factor is recruitment.
Right. And you know what? That's where, my other colleague, Will Knight, he's big on recruiting. Like I tell him, I'm like, he's probably the chef. He's going to go out and get the groceries, and, we come here and we all cook together. So that's a very big part. Coach Will does a very good job at recruiting a lot of our girls.
And Coach, before we let you go, we kind of wrap things up here. Interested players right now, after they see this, can they come to the college on any given day and look for you or Coach Turner on site here on campus or in the office, and just strike up a conversation and let you know they're interested in coming? Or does it work that way?
Yeah. You know what? We're a kind of program that anybody that wants to come and play for ELAC or anybody around the community, we're big on trying to get girls around the area, and anybody that's willing to work hard. If everybody just comes in with the goal of getting better, it's a process. Nobody's gonna get better overnight, but I think our history, our patterns, show. We've had a couple of Division I players come out these last 2 consecutive seasons, and we are in the toughest conference of the state. And for us to get MVP these last 2 consecutive seasons, not including this one, but the last 2, the most valuable players are coming out of our school. It's unexpected. Don't let the name fool you. We're here to work hard, and we're here to play till the March. Till March.
And Coach, last question now. When you're watching games, players watch players. coaches watch coaches, referees watch referees. When you watch and to enjoy a game, whether it's a women's game or a men's game at college or pro level, your thoughts? Are you looking at the coaches and how they act and their demeanor, their roles, and things of that nature? And if you see some, do you maybe take mental notes? That anybody in particular you can mention?
Well, you know what? I think most of coaching, most of playing basketball and sports it's a learning process. You know, if you one says that we know everything, then we wouldn't be where we're at now. You know, we would be somewhere around Phil Jackson's level. But it's a learning experience for all of us. I watch other coaches. You know, I watch Coach Mosley a lot. You know, he treats us at his program at a Division I caliber. Mentorship wise, Mike Miller. You know, he's one of the guys that I speak to a lot. He knows a lot about basketball. One of the most winningest coaches in California, and of course I have other mentors, that help me out, and just look out. But yeah, it's all for one. You know, I'm not just doing this for me; it's just for everybody, right?
Right. Well, we thank you for your efforts, all of your.
Thank you, Rico. Thank you so much for all your
great
coverage and support.
You're most welcome.
We really appreciate it.
We always need to acknowledge and make recognition of those individuals who are in the programs themselves, because the word needs to continue to move out and do more outreach, so that the gym will be packed from here on in, because the following is here. The community loves to watch the ladies play, and you're a part of a successful and a winning program. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Coach Sarai Trinidad. I can say Trinidad, but I want to say Trinidad. There she is.
All right.
Thank you.
So
Good luck
much
in the
for
game.
your help. Okay. Thank you.
Take
so
care.
much.
All right. Okay, that's going to do it. That's going to put a wrap on this special edition of East LA Sports Scene in preparation for the East LA College Lady Huskies going up north for their back-to-back appearance in the CCCAA, the California Community College Athletic Association's state tournament. So we wish them all the best and great luck in their attempt to bring back that title here to East LA and East LA College. So for Eric Sarney, taking all of the photos and the pictures and the videography, thank you very much for Eric, and of course yours truly, Rico Cabrera. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on our next edition of East LA Sports Scene.